HBar is a project I feel didn't really explode in the last bull run. Is its time to shine in the next bull run? Welcome back to Bearman Crypto, where we talk all things crypto. So, HBar is one that I had on my radar during the last bull run, and I did hold a few of these during that period. And during that time, it didn't really feel it felt like there was a lot of momentum with the project, but the price didn't really pump as I expected. And I was just wondering whether people are back buying this project. Is it something that we should start looking at and paying attention? And I'm just going to start just having a look around, starting to do my research and just trying to figure out, is it worth getting back into this project? Should I be buying back in? Again, not financial advice, of course. Do your own further research. So just in terms of what HBar is all about. So HBar is basically a public distributed network, which it boasts a number of stats. When you go on their website, it claims to be 10x faster than your average blockchain alternative. They claim to be carbon negative, and they talk about how their gas fees are incredibly low. And really, what attracted a lot of attention to people about HBAR is the way that it's governed by some of the top leading organizations. So you can see here in terms of you've got Boeing, you've got Google, you've got IBM, you've got LG, you've got energy companies such as EDF, and a lot of banks. You've got here this bank here, Nomura. You've got Standard Bank. So they are leading the way in terms of they are ISO 222 compliant. So what is ISO 222? So this is basically a payment mechanism within the financial services. So basically, ISO 222 is a standard for electronic data interchange between financial services in the payment industry. So this is something that a lot of people have been talking about, saying, this is going to be the new standard for payments going forward, and any specific projects that are ISO 222 compliant are likely to do well. So this is part of the narrative that has been generating a bit of interest with HBAR. So there's a number of projects which are actually compliant in terms of ISO 222. So you've got Stellar, you've got IOTA, you've got XRP, of course. Big shout out to the XRP army. You've got Algorand, and one which has had a lot of hype. You've got Quant, of course. So this is one of the narratives that has had people talking about HBAR, and one that got me looking back into the project again after having sold out during the last bull run, because obviously the gains with from a price perspective were rather disappointing, because obviously when HBAR ICO happened back in 2018, the ICO price was, I think it was probably, if we have a quick look here, the ICO price was 12 cents, and we can in the last bull run it hit a peak of what was the price? So just having a look on CoinGecko here, so its all-time high of 57 cents was probably, what's that? That's probably a 4x from ICO price, which is rather disappointing. So that's why I'd stopped buying any HBAR. But just having a look a bit more in terms of what HBAR is and how it differs from its competitors. Obviously, it claims to boast 10,000 TPS, which is much considerably higher than what they're showing here in terms of against Ethereum and Bitcoin. But I would say that these guys, they do very different things. Obviously, you got your average gas fee. This is minimal from HBAR in terms of their transaction fees, and this is how they try to set themselves apart. But I think the fact that they're ISO 222 compliant, that is definitely one of those key things that sets HBar apart from its competitors. And if we just have a quick in detailed look in terms of an overview, a bit more about what HBar does. So obviously, HBar, the token powers the network. So part of that is used as gas fees. What else do we have? You got here how the initial distribution of the coins in circulation, how that looks like. Here you can see here the founders had a massive chunk of of the overall coins in circulation. And what else have we got? You've got about 12 billion, which is reserved specifically for the ecosystem, and then you've got about 16 billion sat in treasury. So at the moment, I think there's probably around 24 billion in circulation. If we have jump back to CoinGecko, there's about 25 billion in circulation, so about 50%. So you can see how the rest of that will be distributed. And what else can we see about HBar that's interesting? So obviously they claim to have incredibly high throughput, low fees, and they've got so many different stats about all the various things that they do within their ecosystem, as you can see here. All the active accounts on their mainnet. So I've been looking at HBar, and I don't know if now the narrative of ISO 222 is strong enough that this price will perform very well in the next bull run. We can see here the price has been it's been fairly, this was when back in 2020, fairly static. It was actually trading below the ICO price, and then obviously once the bull run was in full effect, it didn't really start to take off at all. However, in terms of the narrative around what they're doing, the people that they're partnering with, I think I don't know, it might drive the price up. I'm still very reserved about the project, whether it's worthwhile getting in. But you should drop some comments in the video below this video, and just let me know, are you buying HBar? Is this something that you think is going to do well in the next bull run? I think for myself, I'm just going to continue to do a bit more further research before I make a decision whether to start buying in. Obviously, who knows, maybe the price there might be another opportunity to buy lower, or it might start pumping. But that's all really I wanted to cover in this video, just to show you the project I'm now looking at, trying to understand, is it a good buy? And if you think it's a good buy, drop me a comment in the video, in the comment section below this video, and let me know what you think. But that's all I have for you in this video, and continue to stick around, of course, and continue paying attention. And if there's any projects that you come across, let me know if anything that you see interesting, and I'll see you in my next video.